Holy crap. Over 200 gallons of sap there. Pump's not on. Why is the pump not on? It should be on. Okay, these fittings are leaking. Alright, I got this running. Just blew the fuse, and these little plastic fittings that I put on to like isolate the lines and check for leaks and stuff, they were leaking like crazy. So I just put the lines right into this brass or whatever manifold, and that seems to have solved the vacuum issue. I was only getting like 7 or 8. Now I'm at 20, 18. I don't know. It's good vacuum now. It's flowing like crazy. So I need to get the reverse osmosis system running, or else this tank's going to start to overflow. Got the reverse osmosis running, and it seems to be just keeping up with the sap flow at the moment. It's coming in pretty fast, but it's supposed to cool off tonight and should slow down. So yeah, the sap flow coming in is probably equal to or just a little slower than the RO system. It's kind of hard to keep up with all this. I have to get a faster system. That's the concentrated sap. That's permeate, just pure water that's being pulled out. You're supposed to flow at about the same rate, so you get roughly half the water pulled out of the sap. And with this unit, you can run it through it again to pull out another half of the water. So you basically end up with 75% of the water pulled out if you want to. It just takes some more time. It's cooling off, so I think once the sun sets, this might shut off soon after. You can see the sap flowing into the manifold there. About 17, 18 inches of mercury for the vacuum, which is not bad. Got a fan hooked up to the bottom of the evaporator here. It's finally caught and it's burning pretty well. Boiling. It's hard to see through all the steam. I've got it trickling in from the warming pan. You can't see that at all though. And I need to adjust this thermometer. It should be at 0 when it's boiling. Looks like the boil slowed down a little bit. And that's the setup. This is the new setup inside, so I'm not having to dismantle this thing every time I want to put it away. So it's got a permanent spot in this shed. We got the fan going for the air. Installed the sight glass so I can see at a glance how much sap is in the pan without having to stick measuring tape in there. Got a float ball installed. It should automatically let sap in when it goes below 2 inches and stuff. And I moved one of these concentrate barrels in here. I'm running the RO twice to lower the volume that I need to boil. Alright, I've got a pretty good boil going. The float valve is working like it should. It's actually set at about 1.5 inches. It's really finicky, so I don't want to touch it. That's good enough for me. I do have a steam issue. Cut another hole and get some sort of hood to fit over the pan. That would cost a bit though, so I don't know, we'll see. I might just bring a fan up here and like hang it at the entrance pointing out and see if that will do enough, but I don't know, that's a lot of steam. Let's see if you can see the boil. It's going pretty good. Sap's coming out of the preheater tray. I'm at the point where I need to make my first draw off. It's kind of tricky with the single pan. It's not a divided pan where you can draw off a little bit at a time. This one I need to do a whole batch, which means I need the fire to die down. So I stopped feeding it wood. The syrup's boiling at about 216, or almost syrup. It becomes syrup at about 219, 220. So it's getting close. I don't want to risk over boiling it and making it too dense. I don't want to risk scorching the pan, so I need the fire to die down before I can drain this off. Still boiling at a pretty good clip, so I'm hoping that I shut it down in time, but we'll see. I'm going to be drawing it off, filter it into this pot, let it cool down before I put it into a sealed bucket to take home and finish. I'm running a little over 2.5 inches. It got a little crazy yesterday. It got the level got too low in the pan. It started almost foaming over, so I increased the depth that I'm running at. Things can go haywire pretty quick when you're dealing with these temperatures, but I got the float, I think, dialed in to keep it just about 2.5, maybe a little more. Start with a little bit. Just dump the good syrup. It's about midnight. I've got this thing really going. I just used the last bit of wood I cut for today. So I'm just going to let this burn down, keep an eye on it. But it's really boiling right now. It's hard to see, but